It's just all that you believe in. Future, everything you're dreaming. Don't stop, you can have it all tonight. Sit back, see it from a clear view. Fuck that, they don't gotta tell you just how you gonna live your life. Oh yeah! Rooted in creation, it gave me motivation. Collecting all these things, people and places. When it feels good, you know I gotta chase it right. What's up? Speak up. Often misunderstood. Catch up, let's up. If you tried, then you would get it done now. Right here, right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now.
Glitter on my head, a light on my mind. I got a trip upstate to show 'em what's fine. I know my friend down south, she come me around, she wanna ride. I got too much on my plate, and I gotta find. I got a whole lot to say, a lot on my mind. I got my homie on the way to show 'em it's time we gotta ride.
Took me a long time, put in the work, got it from dirt. Baby, we gon' shine, baby, we gon' shine. It was a long line, I paid my dues, now watch me fly. Mama always told me, yeah, you reaping what you sow. Always had the sauce, I just kept it on the low. Gotta be water, I'm just going with the flow. Let's ride.
Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. I wanna do it right here. Let's go. Right now. Right here. Let's say it louder. Right now.
GM. Welcome back to Noun O'Clock, live at the Noun Square. I'm Robot Fish Girl. We're watching the end of the auction for Noun 1307. Mustard Head we got yesterday. If you want to check out the end of the auction with us, you can go to nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. That's nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. While you're here, you can pick up Nomo Noun number 1307, this potato head from yesterday. Just 0.00069 ETH, that's $2 USD, even. 100% of the proceeds goes to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain, the Nouniverse, and beyond. You can see that at yellowcollective.xyz. Orbcast.noggles is in the lead for Collective Noun number 377 with 5 minutes left on the auction. If you want to bid on it too, yellowcollective.xyz is where you want to be. Currently sitting at 0.03. A lot of ease happening at the moment. Otherwise, Noun 1307 currently sitting at only 1.74 with a last-minute bid as well from 0xF911. It's considerably lower than we've seen before. If you are joining us from YouTube or Twitter, you can click on the link in the description of the stream, and that'll bring you here to the tavern, where you'll be able to see all of the links that we talk about today pinned up above.
2.13. They're just gonna
There it is.
minimum bid each other all the way up.
I don't know when I stopped being able to see pending bids.
I can only see it on FOMO. It doesn't show up on the little Nomo window of the Oracle on the Nomo site.
Really? Wait, you see it on FOMO?
Yeah, on FOMO nouns, it shows up on the bottom of it.
Huh.
It's just like a little pop-up that shows up with like a wallet address pending bid, and then it just disappears right once the bid goes through.
Today I learned.
but you can't see like this kind of stuff. You can't see the current bids. You can't see how much they have or if they own any nouns. It's just like when a bid is coming in.
Hmm. I had no idea that FOMO even showed that. That's new. Well, anyway, we're now sitting at 2.13 coming in from 0x96D2. And we do have a couple of things to talk about today. Not all that much. It seems like it's been a slow day today. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's what it seems like for me.
I
Everyone's
heard
playing with
tell I glanced in
commercial
Nouncil and I
funds.
saw a meeting still going like 3 hours after it was supposed to have started. How was that?
You know, normal nonsense stuff. 4156 came by again to just, talk about the Duna some more and what's going on, and went through all the proposals, and Noun's movie prop got put up on there. So Superio came on and talked about what they want to do for the last couple episodes. Yeah, it was, eventful as always.
That tracks. You said normal Nouncil thing. My brain was just.
Yeah, yeah. That's Nouncil.
Anyway, 2.2 coming in from 0x4666E. All right, well, we might as well tackle some of those proposals. Well, they're actually. First, let's talk about some of the other things that happened today. First of all, we got a new Based in Yellow Spotlight Edition by Yuyari Kuna Films. Is that right? In this,
Probably better than I could say it.
well, in this on-chain autumn edition of our monthly Based in Yellow Spotlight, talented Colombian stop-motion animator Ann Lopez Angulo created a handmade paper vignette featuring her favorite yellow collective noun, the toucan, enjoying some autumnal vibes. Learn more about Anne at yukarifilms.com or collect with her on Warpcast at Yukari Films. The Yellow Collective is an on-chain culture club on Base dedicated to supporting and empowering artists. More at yellowcollective.xyz. If you have not seen our Based in Yellow editions before, because it's been a little minute since we've had one, we actually commission the artists to create these pieces, and then we mint, and we get half and they get half of the proceeds. So they get paid in full for the art up front, but we also do a rev share with them on the actual mint. So we've got this pinned to the tavern if you want to check that out. Just click the link in the description of the stream.
Yeah, it's only been like a day and a half, and there's over 550 mints.
Pretty impressive. And there's also a BTS video of this on the Noun Square Twitter account. You gotta scroll down a little bit, but this is not like a computer animation that is edited to look like paper. This is actually handcrafted paper
Yeah,
stop motion.
I really thought that was interesting because she did design it on the computer, but then used maybe a Cricut cutter, like some sort of like paper cutter, to cut it all out, and then like animated it by hand, like just moving the little pieces around. But like the design process was interesting for me because she just like drew the toucan and printed it off that way.
That's really
So
cool.
the little like puzzle pieces almost.
I like that. I like that a lot. 3 minutes left on the auction, currently sitting at 2.42 from 0x96D2. Looks like we're going to be going back up to the average noun price recently, probably around 2.7. But yeah, free mint up for a while. Another interesting thing that happened today is the Into the Nouniverse posted their results. I was excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm sure. For
But
your quote half, well, I don't know what you said, half-brained last-minute entry.
Well, I mean, I did. It's not like I didn't try. I just tried entirely at the last day, and I got it in 37 seconds before the deadline. I put effort into it. But yeah, Into the Nouniverse was a Nounish writing contest sponsored by Nouns, held by Kiwi. And the results were posted today. There were 2 tracks for the winners. Apparently, I am a host of Noun Square, which will never not be annoying, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm from Robot Fish Girl, who hosts Noun Square blah, 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 through WMP, who runs Bankless's Metaversal newsletter. 2 complete opposite ends of usefulness and productivity and general talent. Just Aaron's, who runs Auditless, up to Simon de la Riviere, and longtime Kiwis like Naomi. So there were 2 tracks: Vox Populi, which was exactly what it sounds like, voice of the people, determined by the number of upvotes they got on Kiwi, and Vox Judicious, which was determined by a jury, again, exactly how it sounds, voice of the judge. And the Vox Judicious track was meant specifically to reward posts that were good, but didn't receive a lot of attention in the Vox Populi round. So we had the 4 winners, and the top 2 places on Vox Populi actually tied, one by Brad Q and one by Naomi. I definitely recommend you go and read all of these. Into the Nouniverse, The Rise of Web3's Dark Knight by Medib, the Reinventing Nouns post by Auditless, and then Brad Q and Naomi's Join a Household Name, and then The Concept of Nouns. The Concept of Nouns is particular. Like, I understand why that got so many votes. It's fantastic. And then the Vox Judicious track, we got WMP with Beyond Definition, The Open Frontier Being Nounish, Decoding the Unique World of Nouns with Richard MBA, Nouns Delivery at Dawn and Collectible Media by Simon DLR, and then me with What Does Nounish Mean, somehow. So that's exciting. Anyway, we've got less than 30 seconds left on the auction, so if you want to check it out, nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. We're going to be playing the feud very shortly. That's nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. And I would go there quick because we've been getting botted, so there's no guarantee we are going to be playing FOMO for very long. But either way, time for FOMO. If you've been here before, you know the drill, but just in case you haven't, give it a thumbs up if you like it, a thumbs down if you don't. If we get enough thumbs ups in the first 2 seconds or so, that's going to be the noun that's on auction for the next 24 hours. We have been getting botted, like I said, but that might not be happening right now. I hope I didn't just jinx it. There it is.
Yeah, it's a little delayed.
Oh, I kind of like this one, I'm not going to lie. I don't like it enough to vote yes on it, but oh well, we might get it anyway. That might have been too late, though. Oh, no, there it is. Well, we got a sea shanty cassette. I don't hate the one that looks. I actually rather like it. And now, it is time for Nomo Nouns. If you're not there already, nounoclock.live, nomo.wtf. You're going to see all of these nouns arrayed before you. You're going to pick your favorite from among them.
Choose your character.
Spam click it with all your might every 10 seconds. Half of them are eliminated until we're left with just one. That's going to be the Nomo Noun of the day. Also, make sure you've signed in with your wallet or your clicks will not be counted. That's very important. Sign in with your wallet or your clicks will not be counted. There's a couple good ones here, but that peyote is fantastic. Oh
Yeah,
my
really
god.
good.
That's so good. I like the slightly floating diamond as well. So that's fun. Anyway, we're playing the feud. Let's go. Looks like the frog is getting an almost perfectly equal number of votes that I'm giving this peyote. I'm going to save this dot matrix flamingo too. Wow, capybara seems popular as well. Capybara. All right, final four. We've got capybara, peyote, a frog, and for some reason a toilet paper roll. No, we're gonna lose the peyote.
Final round. Peyote versus Frog. Who will win? Who will lose? 3, 2, 1, fight! Party Peyote wins. Fatality.
I wanted this one. We got a Pride Peyote with Disco Noggles. If you want to pick this one up, I'm going to right now. You do so for just 0.00069 ETH. That is $2 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists in the Nouniverse and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, I do believe that auction has ended. Congratulations to Warpcast.Noggles. I'm getting Collective Noun number 377, and it does look like the next auction has started. Collective Noun number 378, a fantastic motorcycle head on a frozen, that's not a frozen body, what, blue gradient body, on a based background, and with the classic yellow noggles. It would be surprising if they weren't there. And we've already got a 0.01 bid from Twister.Noggles, so if you want to check this out, Collective Noun number 378, yellowcollective.xyz is a place to be for the next 24 hours, or at least 23 hours and 54 minutes. This is a really good looking noun. I really like this one. Who has Warpcast.Noggles?
I just looked it up. Damn it.
Is it somebody we
I
know,
wish-
or?
No. I wish that Warpcast kept your searches.
I was under the impression that it did. Was I mistaken?
It doesn't on. It's someone called Sib Tech Parts. SIB Tech Parts.
Okay.
Because they have a .base name, Sib Tech Parts .base. And that
Interesting.
is a name on Warpcast. STP.Novels.
All right. Well, excited to have a new Yellow Collective member. Back to what we were talking about before. The Kiwi writing contest. So yeah, I somehow got first place. I have no idea how that happened. But if you want to read any of those articles, which I very much recommend you do, there were 23 of them. So there are 15 submissions I didn't even talk about, and you can find those by just clicking the link in this paragraph article and entering nouns. And you're going to find a whole bunch of them. So these are just the articles for the actual thing. But yeah, there's a lot of really, really good little articles in here. Also, there's a commemorative NFT that I didn't notice until now. Oh, that's cute. So yeah, that was really fun. And I'm really happy with how that works. Also, if you don't want to read them, then mine has a audiobook for it, so you can listen to it instead. If you're here, presumably you're not tired of my voice yet, so... Anyway.
Where they're
Yay.
like, oh, I gotta listen to you outside of here now.
Yeah. Okay, it's not that bad. It's just you know what? I'll do this. I didn't publish the silly one. I'll go finish up the editing and publish the silly version. That'll make it bearable. The one that the reading that I published is a perfectly
You did
straight ahead
your
reading of the
N-
article.
NPR style.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
just
do it Nouns Public Radio style.
hire Ben to read everything for you.
No, I gotta do it like whisper talk. Here, I gotta do like this. A brief introduction. Hi, I'm Robot Fish Girl. You may know me as one of the hosts on Noun O'Clock Live at the Noun Square for the past few years, or from my appearances in Shark Pickle Cone, the Nouns documentary, among many other places around the Nouniverse. But you see do you see the vision?
Yes.
I even have flute music that won't get me copyright
Recorded
struck
your
if
own pan flute.
I didn't do it on a pan flute. I did it with MIDI. I could have done it with an ocarina. That would have been an option. You want me to do ocarina flute music?
Oh, jeez.
I can. I don't know where I put it, but I've got an ocarina around here. I also have a kazoo if you want me to just really throw all respectability out of the window.
Because it would be nounish.
You know what? I will record a kazoo piece as the background just for you. Just because you said that. I don't know where I put my kazoo. Well, if I can find my kazoo, I'll make it just for you. Why am I rhyming today? I don't know. But no, I have a bunch of like random slow musics that I just made as like a warm up for stuff. And I was just gonna play those in the background. They're just like, you know, tinkling pianos and random like flute sounds and violins and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So I'm just gonna have that playing in the background, which sounds a fair bit more hopeful than the Syrinx for solo flute. It's not quite as dissonant, but I'm not writing new things, so anyway. Let's see what else we've got going on. The Shopify is now on base? Am I reading this right?
Yeah, this team, Perks, they brought base to like frames a few weeks ago. I remember we talked about it, and now it looks like it's fully connected with base too, so you can make base payments. Because I know Shopify for a little bit, you've been able to hook up to Coinbase and do payments that way with certain stores and things. So they'll take like ETH or Bitcoin or USDC, but now it looks like they'll take base ETH as well.
That is really cool. The first token gating app on Shopify that serves some of its biggest merchants. Shopify has over 2.3 million active merchants and 675 million annual buyers. Huh. That's useful. And finally, we got another Nouns Fest animation, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Which
And,
came first, the chicken or the
it
noun?
caught a lot of people off guard in theater.
Really? I can't
Because
imagine
it has
why.
Yeah.
A chicken cracking in half is somewhat graphic. And then
No,
an
it's
egg laying
the,
a chicken.
It's the ending.
Ah,
The infinite chicken.
yeah. Yeah, the chicken centipede.
Yes.
Terrifying. Deeply, truly terrifying. But if you want to watch it again, we've got it pinned up to the tavern. So go check that out, I guess. What came first? Chicken or the noun? I love all of these animations. There's a few things that I think we missed. One, this giant picture of Prof is there, always recognizable with her Nouns flamingo sweater.
Oh yeah, and Sloppy on there too, and Derek from the park.
Sloppy with the green checkerboard suit. That's fun. Yeah. Oh, did y'all talk about this Love is a Noun yesterday?
No, we did not open that up.
It's so cute. It's the Noggles, it's two people. So go check that one out too, if you haven't seen it yet. Moon Story. Okay, we talked about Moon Story. The biggest thief in the world, which I showed my friend yesterday, which is adorable. Anyway, go check out the Nouns Fest Warpcast channel. Seriously, you owe it to yourself. They're posting so consistently. You need to go follow them so you can see these. And just scroll down if you've missed any of the episodes that we've had the last few days, the last week, really. Scroll down through that feed and you'll find quite a few that are really, really awesome. Sure. Let's now talk about some proposals. First of all, Nouns auction, apply for client ID 15. Looks like that's going to pass. It ends in 3 hours. It's 131 to zilch. Noun O'Clock does a little governance and giveaways. That looks like this was canceled. Was this already canceled before Nounsel this morning or after?
No, it was canceled after Nounsel.
So we'll see where that goes. Nounsel Unchained, the Water Drops prop. Looks like that is 2 to 18 at the moment. I talked to him in DMs briefly. I think he posted about it publicly, where apparently he's been working on this for like a couple of years and then just felt like there wasn't, enough communication happening with it with the other team that had started working on it later. So some drama going on there, but go check out his page on Warpcast if you want to see more info on that. Glitch produces Nounish art is back up 0 to 18 at the moment, so that's gonna be difficult to pass. That ends in 2 days, and the first tournament prop is the fixing up a soccer stadium in Indonesia, I believe. Ends in 3 days. It's currently 0 to 14, and then we've got a whole bunch of pending proposals. Bring the global creative arts and entertainment community to Nouns at DesignerCon. I gushed about this the last time I was on the show. Starts in 12 hours. Send Clem to DesignerCon. I don't care about neutrality in this case. This is great and gets a lot of really, really, really valuable eyes on Nouns. And with the backing of Clem, who is a fucking legend. So yeah. 3 Nouns. Nouns Amigos. Pretty self-explanatory. They had a 3-noun delegation for 3 months, coming from WAG. Those nouns did get redelegated to, I believe, Nounsel, but they are now asking for 3 nouns of their own for Nouns Amigos to have governance participation. They have a fantastic track record, and they've still been participating in governance even without them for the last 9 or 6 months. They got their nouns 9 months ago, then they didn't have the delegation anymore 3 months after that, but they kept their weekly meeting going to talk about Nounish governance, and they've been taking an active interest in that. And a couple of them have bought nouns in the course of that. This is asking for nouns for the community of Nouns Amigos. So that's still editable for another 11 hours. Good Noggles is a prescription, precious Noggles for kids forever. This was talked about on this show not too long ago. But basically asking to make a good Noggles van, in addition to the Noggles van we already have. And these are custom molded for kids, which is super exciting. I really like this. I'm always in favor of doing good things for the kiddos. Especially with these Noggles. I mean, they're so fantastic. So there is that. That's still open for changes. It starts in 40 hours. So if you have feedback on these proposals, I do want to remind everybody, if you have feedback on these proposals and you want to share it, you think it might be useful, you do not need a noun to do that. You can go to Nouns Camp or Game or whatever, and you can do a zero weight vote with reason. You have to have a crypto wallet, but you can do a zero weight vote with reason. You do not have to have a noun. You can signal for or against and leave feedback, and Nouns will even refund the gas that you spend on it. So you have, and like immediately. So you have no reason not to give feedback if you have feedback to give. Definitely recommend checking those out. What is this nonsense?
I'm scrolling through right now. It looks like fashion merch stuff. Another clothing line.
Currently, fashion expressions within nouns are confined to external products and associations without alignment with a central emotional base. Our goal is to create a clothing line that transforms your noun, your personal identity, into a tangible manifestation of its essence, a bespoke creation for each individual noun. How the fuck are they going to manage that? Each piece will be carefully conceived from the material selection, stitched to incorporate a unique representation of your true self as a noun. Requesting 29 ETH. Noun sense, a personalized translation of your own noun's essence, meticulously handcrafted by designers, with each unique piece created exclusively for its holder. Limited to only 200 pieces. Interesting. Nonprofit project, CC0 license, incorporating new creators and inspiring current builders to propose bold and impactful initiatives. Drawing inspiration from the pioneering work of Tiffany & Co. for CryptoPunks, our approach takes this concept further. How would it be to shape this essence into clothing? Studying the nearly 1,300 nouns generated so far, I found my attention captured by Noun 140, which became the starting point for a broader connection. Hi, Seneca. I found my attention captured by Noun 140, which became the starting point. Oh, yeah. Several community members expressed intrigue at my ability to materialize the essence of an NFT into garments. Tony Hawk being quoted for the umpteenth time. I mean, listen, I would want one of these if they were open to it. Centered around exclusivity, each piece is meticulously crafted and individually tailored to reflect the essence of its respective noun. We forego uniformity in styling and materials, opting for bespoke creations that are studied and developed to match the identity of each noun. While this level of customization is demanding, it aligns with our beautiful mission to create fashion as unique and expressive as the art it represents. CC0, I like that. All creations from the proposal are public use, allowing anyone to use modified distribute designs without legal whatever.
You see, there's a sample in here. Did a experiment with Toady with some of the yellow collective ones. It's the arch, the
Yeah,
base head,
I really like
thicker
this.
spray paint can.
I want the sweater with the frozen.
Well, you better get that collective noun. Was that 16? Is that what that says on there?
Yeah, collective noun number 16, then the digital camo for the I really like that. The digital camo for the base head is 212. The Farcaster arch. Oh, that's like textured. Is 188. 52 is, I think I own that one. The airplane. No, that's not mine. I own a different one. Around that same time though. And then 170, yeah, the YOLO spray paint can. That's so good. I really like these. I'm gonna be honest. I'm Website development, integration, sketch development, technical specification, Warpcast integration, dedicated channel on Warpcast. Okay. And then they've got the budget laid out. Do kind of agree with Stripey Mofo. The budget being in USD while the request is in ETH feels slightly strange.
Yeah, it's ETH has gone up a lot in the 2 days since this proposal went live.
Yeah. Feel like maybe they should edit that.
Yeah, into USDC.
Yeah. Either change it to USDC or change the ETH. Actually, yeah, just change it to USDC. Or change the ETH ask or like the budget into ETH. I feel like regardless of what they end up doing, like if you want to be ETH native,
The
fine.
ETH ask would be a little bit lower.
Yeah. If you want to be ETH native, that's fine, but like put your budget in ETH too.
Yeah.
Like we
agree.
are ETH native, but at TNS, but like our budget is laid out in ETH. And if ETH crashes, then we just get paid less. Functionally. Like that's because that's what that means. Like, you know, we set aside enough when the prop passes in a stable coin to cover, you know, expenses like the websites and you know, tools and everything like that, and everything else we get paid in ETH. So anyway, finally, where we've got the final prop for the Nouns movie. Oh boy, sticker shock. Specific proposal seeking funding of 1,125,000 USDC. That's a lot of zeros to create episodes 6, 7, and 8 with a runtime of 10.5 to 11 minutes each, delivered post funding. This is the final proposal from Atrium in the scope of Noun's movie project, and Atrium is going to fund the last act to finish the film. So, story and scripting for episodes 6, 7, 8, and the work in progress and Beatus delivered throughout the proposal duration, and all of that. They have been really good about posting prop dates, and if you missed it, we premiered episode 4 live on TNS just a couple days ago. And by just a couple days ago, I mean yesterday. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working.
It's time. It's all yes, time.
I have slept a grand total of 4 hours since Tuesday, so I am stretched a little thin at the moment.
Are you sitting down at least? Are you sitting down at least, or are you standing up for 72 hours straight like me and having your feet like yeah? As long as you're sitting down.
Well, mixture of the two. Been doing a lot of setting up mutual aid funds and talking people off ledges and things. So
That sounds like the synesthetic archetype. Like
well,
that is like
no, I mean
that's
it's basically, in this case, it's because I'm good in a crisis. So when my community faces a national crisis, everybody and their mother comes running to me. And
that's
suicide hotlines have a 4-hour wait time at the moment, or they did the last time I checked. So I'm kind of
that
the
is
only option for a lot of people.
same, and I say that like make sure like take care.
Yeah,
The same.
I know you can't pour from an empty cup. I can handle it.
Of course. That's why I called it the synesthetic archetype, and also hello.
Hi.
Like
Hi, Marcus.
we can yes. I imagine it like I can't speak for others, but like I see it as like yes, in times as such, like you know, being able to pull from other resource pools of yes, being able to be there. It's more than others for yes.
I think
I don't know
it's
what it
different
is.
in my case. It's not really that for me. It's just I've spent my entire life in crisis mode, so I'm used to it.
Yes, I understand it as well.
But
And
then
that's
I
really
attempted
just
30 times before I was 18, so you know, your mileage may vary. Anyway.
hey, no, yeah, no. We see, look, and this is why, like, I miss you know, getting things together. Like, I really would want to have like a combo with you about in regards to um, just say things that may need to be put in place. For this arc, these
I
circumstances.
don't think that that is a conversation that should happen in public.
Of course not.
No, that is be smart, people. Have your important conversations on Signal. It's end-to-end encrypted. It is not perfect.
Ooh, look,
If somebody has physical access to your phone, they can still access everything, but otherwise, stay safe. Use Signal. Um,
you
protect
understand.
your data.
Yes, you understand. But yes. I didn't even mean to jump in on that. I just resonated with what was being mentioned, and yes, I'm sorry if I interrupted. Also,
That's all right. Well, we were just talking about the Nouns movie prop, so let's get back to that. So it does look
oh
like
yeah,
they're so episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 now have already come out. If you missed the episode 4 premiere, you can check that out on nouns.movie. Uh, and they've got all of the episodes there actually, but it is token gated. So you can only watch this latest episode if you have one of these. Or if you own a noun, a yellow collective noun, or a lil noun, I believe is the list. So if I connect my wallet, I should have access. Because they asked us to send them the yellow collective contact or contract info. Yep. So I can watch episode 4. Of course, I also have it downloaded to my computer, but that's because I'm me. But yes, check that out. If you haven't seen it yet, episode 4 is very, very, very good.
okay, that's
And
what I was wanting to know from you. Yes.
it's
'Cause I heard
fantastic.
you mention sticker shock. Yes, quality.
Well,
That's
so oh no, like all of the episodes so far have been top tier. If you haven't watched The Rise
awesome.
of Blues, the first 3 episodes are available both on the Nouns.movie site and on YouTube.
Okay.
And I very much recommend watching them. It is a fantastic piece of art. Um, the directors are doing a great job. The animation is wonderful. They do this really cool thing that I really like, where um, the frame rate of the background is higher than the frame rate of the characters,
Oh,
which
I'm
makes
looking at it.
the characters look stop motion.
I'm seeing that. Whoa. Okay.
So that's fun. Um,
I'm glad I.
yeah, we're gonna have a little watch party for that. For episode 5 as well when that comes out. So production of that is already done. Voice actors have already happened. Everything like that. Then yeah, there's already a meet the cast out. Oh, there's a familiar face. Why'd they use my PFP? I could have just sent them a picture of my face. They used my fucking VTuber. Anyway. There is oh yeah, I forgot this came out. The Beatus of episode 3 is out. Um and yeah. And I really like how they're navigating access to the film. So the reason they're token gating everything after episode 3 is basically so that there could be an acquisition of the movie at a later date. Um and for the quality of this is going to be a feature-length film if this passes.
Mhm.
And given that, and given the amount we've already spent on it, this is happening on a shoestring budget and is going to be happening at, industry quality. And we've so far we've spent 1,625,000. And this is asking for another 1,125,000 to wrap it up, which again, for an animation of this quality is nothing.
Right. No, you're absolutely correct. Like when you mentioned sticker shock, I was just gonna jump up and just like in regards to, right, like, because
Oh no, like
understanding
it's still a lot of money, but for the
it's a
quality
lot
of the work and what we're getting from it, they
to
might as well
reach,
be
though,
working
the
pro bono.
impact. Yeah, the impact, and I'm looking at it like, Kino, Peoria Film Fest, like the actual, like, that's how you say, visibility. Not even just like just art, you know, the putting it forth, but again, that budget it's shoestring, and to actually like explain that to individuals so they can actually have a grasp and realize that this type of like work is no, just the industry, right? They're often given like very limited budgets, and it's very like there's a lot of struggling, especially in like Japan with like anime, just how little they give. With to be able to do this much and have it look this good with that small of a budget is showing like the power and the effect of decentralization. If it is involving decentralization, um, I'm just
Kinda,
assuming.
kinda.
Hmm.
It's being built by Atrium, um, who is a collective of mostly not full time animators. Although, because of the budget that we've managed to give this, they have been working on it pretty much full time. Um,
Mhm.
and like the team behind it, the directors are HK and Zendout, and I met both of them when I was doing my part for this, and they're brilliant. Um, we've got a lot of former Pixar animators, a lot of voice actors that I've actually worked with on other projects, which I'm only just now finding out now that I'm looking at the cast list. Um, animators from all over the industry, a few of whom are very recognizable names. So there's some seriously skilled people working on this. And again, for a grand total budget that, if this passes, will come out to less than 3 million, that's kind of ridiculous. And it's been getting great reviews from kids who have watched it. The target audience does adore it so far, which is super important. Anyway,
That's correct.
that's the Nouns movie prop. I'm sure Supriya is going to be on here to talk about it imminently. We had that show yesterday, and I'm sure he will be back once this prop is live. But if you have feedback for it and you want to share it, like I said, you do not need a noun. Nouns.camp. Go and give your feedback from your wallet. Finally, there's one more Noggles prop, Fatty but Happy, back at it again with some light brown multi Noggles. Why the multi Noggles? Looks like these are light brown and grayish, or no, two light brown colors of multi Noggles. Some auto generated. There's that.
Has anyone thought to put forth like a prop or just like a project with Noggles that involves like um you know I was thinking about like pecan shells, um you know uh grinding those up and into pouring them into a mold to make Noggles, because that would be like concrete, and also still is smooth and as fashionable as like how the Noggles look right now is like plastic or like resin or whatever's out there, but like actual like have you seen anything like that before, like
No,
some
nobody has ever proposed to make nut Noggles of any variety. I, wh- you, I need context for this. That is so out of left field.
let's say, because like I'm thinking like when you said light brown, it's what like light bulb, like I remember the idea. Pecan shells, it's like thrown up, just people just throw away these shells, and it's as strong as concrete and an alternative to plastic. And I
We
was
do
wondering,
have
yeah.
we do have multi Noggles, or no, sorry, not multi Noggles. We do have precious Noggles, which are made
Mhm.
with recycled
Yes.
plastic from ocean trash, which I think is close.
Hmm.
Um, I think that it would be difficult to get Not Noggles funded, not just because of how I'm committing character assassination on them, but also because they I listen, it's I can't not say it. But not just because of that, but also because with the precious noggles, the important distinction between the precious noggles and pecan shells is pecan shells are biodegradable. We don't really have to worry about them getting thrown away. Yes, it would be
Yeah.
cheap, but I don't think like I think that is making noggles from another resource, but I don't think that it would be compelling for voters because you're not really doing anything with them. It's just like, yeah, we're making these out of shells because they're strong and for the sake of doing it. They're being thrown away, but also the infrastructure to gather them would probably be more expensive than it was worth, even if the materials themselves were cheap.
Mhm.
Um, so unless somebody was like, yeah, we have a pecan shelling factory where we and
I
and we
do.
collect these and we don't know what to do with them, so we're gonna
I
attach a
do.
noggles factory. Like it would have to have a very specific set of circumstances to be cost effective,
Right.
and not just
Right.
be
No, you
like,
have to.
why do these exist?
Yeah. Oh, because we just got pecans and we just we just shelved the pecans and just like threw the actual
I eat
matter
a
in the.
lot of pecans, so
This sounds
Hey,
like something that Brett would come up with for an
that's a down,
animation.
right?
Hey, you
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 have
said nut noggles, not me.
I know.
nut noggle. That could be some kind of preventative. Nut noggles.
Oh, if you have a
But
nut
that
allergy, you put them on.
If you have a nut allergy, you put those on, you will fucking die.
the proceeds can actually go towards like actual research to like I don't know, Brett. You brought that up. Nut noggles.
How would there would be proceeds out like logistically
Proceeds.
setting this up would cost more than it would make.
We have so many. So I'm like Alabama here. I raised my hand in physical form. Like
Mhm.
we have so many pecan shells. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
granted, but how would you set up infrastructure to collect them?
They're literally on our property, right? So when they're they fall, they're shelled, they make pies. Like people buy pies
You
from our
just
family. You
bring all
know,
your nuts to Midas's house.
yeah, there you go. Like, literally, I've been begging people in my family to bring the fucking shells to my house. And people are like, "What are you gonna do with them?" I'm like, "Look, just watch, just watch, right?" And there's like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of shells. It only takes like way more than less than a pound. The rest is just epoxy. Very little light epoxy because pecan, like when you grind it into dust, it's like cement. But like there's an abundance of shells and nobody doing anything with them. They're just going to the same trash facility, and I just thought that was kind of like a waste. But I see that what precious plastics is doing with those noggles is way more important at the moment with like all these microplastics in the environment. Like I wouldn't, just wondering with that, what they're doing is yes, more important.
They also one thing that a lot of people don't realize about the precious noggles is that the design and process is fully open sourced. So
Yes,
if you
yes,
have access to a makerspace, you can make your own.
right. Yes,
And the
yes, yes.
lenses are pretty easy to get a hold of too. They have links for how you can do that as well.
Yes,
It's
yes.
part of this whole precious plastics movement. So it's not just precious noggles. Though the precious noggles was one individual project on a broader precious plastics site where they have a lot of various things that you can do with discarded plastic. My personal favorite is there are tutorials for how to take recycled plastic and convert it into filament for 3D printers.
Mm-mm.
And you can do that like in your house. It takes
Right, right.
very little in terms of space and power and tech to set that up. So I'm a big fan.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course. Yes, and Yes. I jumped in there again. Like, if the open source models are more available, then that makes it easier for me to just pull up with my pecan shells later on. So, like, yeah, no, I definitely.
You know what? I want to see this. I want make some pecan noggles. See how
Okay.
they feel, and
Yes.
then see if you can get funding to do like a limited run.
Okay.
If and you know, I can see the marketing trade now. Like, have you ever wanted Noun's nuts on your face?
Now you
get
it's
get nut noggles
that was
today.
beautiful. Everything you just now, what you just mentioned is like do one, and I'm like yes. Like how'd you make my show cap? Like like what shall then? And you said
Just
like
make one as an example and be like, hey, do you want to fund me to do a production line of this? You cover the labor and epoxy. I'll make like 150 of them, and anybody who wants to buy.
Yeah, it's just gonna take a couple months of eating pecans to fill up the shelves.
Nah, Brett, this is Alabama.
they're
It's gonna
there.
take a week.
Yes, they that is like literally like vitamin, like a Centrum Silver for people in Alabama and Selma. Just like, oh yeah, eat a pecan. What the fuck are you doing? Just like go shake the tree. If the people just outside shaking trees and eating pecans, like there's so many cells. But I take it on. I accept the
Yeah, go
inspiration.
do it. I would love to see this. I don't think it would get funding for like a big project, but I think that if you did it as like a
Limited for
one-off,
sure.
if you were like,
Yeah.
hey, I came up with this idea, I want to make this. It's a bit, but I still want to see it happen. I think that like
Limited.
if you don't frame it as like some sustainability thing, if you're just like, yeah, I've got a lot of pecan shells and they can make cool noggles. Like, look, I made this. You do
Oh yeah,
want more of them?
it would be
I think that might
yeah.
stand a chance of passing. Well, it would
So
because
So
like
so
it
some
would
sort
be
of like
along.
plant a pecan tree organization, make like a
yeah, or like
donation, they'll plant a tree.
how do you say like something that pertains to roots? Like it can get really thematic. You know, like
Uh-huh.
when it, you know, like that's
You
how the
could
kid
you
pass
could
equals.
collaborate with
Yeah.
One Tree Planted and be like, yeah, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these, and then for every nut noggle sold, I'm never dropping that. For every nut noggle sold, there we'll donate whatever amount to One Tree Planted, and then you'll be planting trees all around the world. This seems like
Mhm.
a foolproof idea.
Um, I, I I appreciate that blessing of an idea and confirmation.
Facetious
Right.
as it may
And
have been.
hey, look, I love facetiousness. Like they say, it's still part of some truth.
There's a
And
core. There's always a core of truth that is unwise to ignore. I will grant you that.
mhm. Yes, and there's so many shells. So
There's,
I'm gonna try take up on the challenge for that.
there's so
But,
many shells.
so too many shells. There's
Ah,
barrels of shells here, and that right there. Think about PLA, right? ABS for 3D printing.
uh-huh.
Putting the let's say like a mixture. How we can have, of course, plastic come through, recycled plastic, but pecan shell and polypropylene, right, or some kind of resin, with the pecan shell mixture going through an extruder. That is cement coming out of that extruder. And that's the type of shit where it's like, if you want to it's just the technology, incorporating pecan shells, ground pecan shells into like actual building in the makerspace is not thought about, but that is cement and it won't fuck your extruder up.
So just doing some random Googling on pecans and things, there's if you go to pecan.org.uk, it's a food charity based out of the UK. It's called Pecan.
Hmm. And I live in Peoria, and live near Peoria, but my city I actually live in is Pekin, so why not? It's all the signs are there.
It's
Pekin, Illinois.
The Peckham Pantry.
Peckin.
I'm in pain. I
I do have a a question, in regards to something that you inspired, Robot Fish Girl. Like, all right, the um, Yellow Collective,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so funding, not even just funding, but just I appreciate the DAO aspect, or the just the treasury, and just like giving to the art, the creative community to do more, right? How does this work? Like, because I don't know if I'm going to the right Discord, but I'm wanting to, I'm bringing one of my artists. So I have a label that I've that's been running for like about 20 years now, and I've onboarded the artists into the Web3 space, and not doing the same thing that most Web3 artists are doing. Like, I'm actually doing like physical assets, records, and cassettes, and actual like fractionalized ownership and shares for the music, right? So we're going to Japan in 6 days, and I'm bringing one of the to shoot the documentary, an individual who works on documentaries, but he's also one of the artists on my label. And we're going to shoot. We're going to record from the time that he arrives from Georgia in Illinois. We get on the plane. We're going to start at the creation of an album. Um, One for the plane, because it's going to be 13 hours on the plane. We've created an album in 2 hours, but we're going to do another album that we're going to call Totemo Kakui, and we're working with the Noggles Changers creator to just create this album that's inspired by just the being present in Japan, right? Um, we're just looking into some ways to, like, possibly have it funded, to make it an easier process. Um, no expectation, of course, but just insight on how the process will work.
For the Yellow Collective, um,
Yeah.
if you wanted to submit a proposal, you would
Mhm.
have to go through the builder interface. But I think the first thing you would need to do is join, get a Yellow Collective Noun and join the community that way, and
Okay.
talk in the Cabal chat about this thing, or go to the Yellow channel on Warpcast. That is where
Okay.
99% of our communications happens, is on Warpcast, to the point
Mhm.
where it is not an exaggeration to say that we are a Warpcast native organization. Um,
I understand.
so I would go there first, um, and talk about all the thing, talk about the proposal, the idea that you have, in that channel, or in the or pick up a Yellow Collective Noun and join the Cabal chat.
Okay.
Um, that would, I think, be the first step, because we don't really have like a Discord. Um, other than the Discord channel that we have in the Noun Square Discord, which we don't really use. Um, the main communication point is Warpcast, both in the Cabal chat and in the public channel. So
Okay.
I'd
Yeah, because
recommend
I was looking
starting there.
at it. Okay, perfect. So now, and I know it's Warpcast, because I was looking at Discord at first, and I was like, I don't know if I'm in the right place. But yes, I'll check out the Warpcast. Either way, it's gonna happen. I just thought, just to mention it to yourself, because like this would not be possible to do this as a side quest. If not for support, but we're definitely doing something that is you know uh nouns themed, and just yes, an album, two at least, and we're going to be performing some of those songs from the album at the pizza party aspect of the tour on the whichever date that is of the tour. So as aside from the Kit Pass, the primary initiative,
Yeah.
we're gonna, yeah, recording an album the entire time and shooting videos and releasing that on a cassette tape, and that cassette tape's going to be an NFT that gives you access to the actual digital aspects and the fractionalized ownership or participation in whatever happens with the contents.
All right. Yeah, I would post about it on the Yellow Collective channel. Um,
Perfect.
and then from there, or if you wanted to keep it private, then get a noun and put it in the Cabal chat. Um, if you would need a Yellow Collective Noun to put it on chain. um,
Mhm.
but so basically there's two ways the Yellow Collective works, right? It is not, strictly speaking, a DAO. It is built
Mm.
on DAO rails, but it is more of an on-chain club.
Okay.
So things like the Based in Yellow edition, one of which launched today. You can clock that in the links section on the tavern. You scroll back long enough, it's the little toucan play, a based in yellow spotlight edition. So that is one of the ways in which we do things, where we do these spotlight editions, where we commission an artist to do a piece, to make a piece for us, and then we post it up as a based in yellow spotlight edition and do a rev share on that with them as well. So in that case, it's, we get half and then they get half after being paid up front. That is for singular pieces. So we did that for the snail song that Leo did. This
yes.
one. This was a based in yellow spotlight edition as a track. Then the EP that Leo just got done recording, Leo Pastel just got done recording a yellow EP based with 5 songs based on other traits. So for that, that was a proposal that went through DAO Rails and was funded that way. It was the first DAO proposal we've had, but he wrote a full proposal and put it up on the Builder DAO. But that was after talking about it at length with Yellow Collective members.
Right.
In the Cabal chat and stuff like that. So that is going to be your best bet, is going to be joining the Cabal chat and be like, hey, I had this idea. It is a very active chat. I'm not in there as much as I should be, but I know I joke a lot about it being just people spamming YM every day, but there's a lot of actual conversations going on in there. We've got a lot of brilliant builders and artists and everything else, so I would
Nice.
definitely check that out.
I'll do that. And thank you for the direction, because I checked the Discord and I was like,
Yeah, the Discord is not really, we tend to prefer on-chain solutions. That's why we're here on Tavern instead of on Twitter. We're streaming to Twitter. And the majority of people who are, we've got 40 people over there right now watching. Say hi.
Right.
But
Hello there.
but yes, so we stream to Twitter, but we host the shows on Tavern because this has integration with Warpcast.
Indeed.
There are no fully on-chain, solutions that fit for us hosting these daily shows, but if there were, that's where we'd be. And Tavern is sort of our closest option, and it also helps to know the guy who made it and be able to push through changes pretty quick.
Definitely the right move.
Yeah, shout out Brennan. But yes, that is how that's the reason we're here. So we try to keep as much of our communication in the open, or at least on-chain rails as possible. And it's for the same reason that we are ETH maxis. Like, we get paid in ETH. Our budget is in ETH. Because it is believing in the thesis of on-chain, infrastructure and not straying too far away from that. So Discord, we have it because for the longest time, we had the Discord before Warpcast was a thing. And then for the longest time, Warpcast was a thing, and we were communicating on there. I mean, there's a reason a bunch of us have we have 4-digit FIDs. Is because we were on there really damn early, and we were communicating on there. And so pretty much as soon as Warpcast became a thing, we started using it. And as soon as it became more popular, we moved the majority of our communications there. The Discord that we have right now for the Noun Square is basically only there for internal team communications, because it's still the best option for that we have, other than unless we wanted to start a Slack.
I got yes.
And,
same here.
Yeah, but for public facing stuff, it's just there so people
and for
know.
me to post GIFs.
And for Brett to
me
post
and
GIFs
Tyler to
back and
post
forth
GIFs every day.
That should sum
Those
it
are the
up.
only
For our
only
public
two
facing
active
channels, the most active channel, the most active public facing channel in that Discord is the fucking GIFs channel, where you cannot post anything but GIFs.
that is like actually like pretty deep as far as language goes. That I'm getting a sense of like this is like that's the language.
Yeah, these
of, like,
fucking
gifts.
meme lords, they communicate entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're
Um,
here. We're building.
yeah.
Abstract syntax tree, get the fuck out of here. No, we're communicating in image motion pictures.
Well, I mean, it's like that. Do you see that Doctor Who episode where they go to like a city on on another planet in the future, and they get there,
All
and
of
they're like, oh, there's all these robots. Like what language do they speak? And it's like they're trying to speak English and they're not responding. And it's like, well, they don't have any verbal language because the TARDIS would translate it if they did. And it's like, what sort of remnants of your language could there be after thousands and thousands and thousands of years of evolution? And then the robot's face changes to like a smile emoticon, and it's like, oh, emoji! It speaks emoji.
that's it.
The doctor's like,
That's extreme.
of course it does.
Of course it does. No, seriously, of course it does. Emoji, Japanese culture, those are sigils.
I mean,
People don't realize
it's a
that when they-
pictographic language, yeah.
Yeah, like the emoji themselves, like go to keyboard, select emoji section. All of those emoji, with the exception of the ones that like the West threw in there, are straight up sigils, and they're deep. But yeah,
Anyway.
pictographic
Um,
nation.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so TLDR, if you want to get involved in the Yellow Collective, first place to go is the Yellow Collective auction. I know how weird that might sound, but it is an on-chain club, and that is the primary
I understand.
entree to it. But if you are a public user, maybe you can't afford a Yellow Collective now, or you're not sure if you want to join yet, go to the Yellow channel on Warpcast, and go to actually, yeah, that's about it. Go to the Yellow channel on Warpcast is the best place to be. We do have a section in our Discord devoted to the Yellow Collective.
I just sent you an invite to
the channel.
To join it. You're at
Perfect.
your same name, right? At Port Midas.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So check that out. You can post in there, or we do have a thing on Discord, but that channel basically only exists to point people at Warpcast or to get people on Warpcast who are not there already, because we do occasionally give away Warpcast subscriptions.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, if somebody wants to join a contest that we're hosting on Warpcast, which is where we host all of them, and they do not have a Warpcast subscription, and for whatever reason they can't afford it, we'll cover it for them, because it's like $5 for a year. So we just do it. We don't care. We'll get as many people as we can on there, because it is a much better place to be.
I understand. I agree.
I have fully moved off of Twitter. I'm using Twitter for professional posts. It's an aggregate of anything that I happen to be doing at the time, but otherwise, I'm socializing on Blue Sky and Warpcast. That is it. I am done. It's not a safe platform.
No, you're yes. Yeah.
I've been harassed on there. Since the election, I have had 17 dick pics on my DMs. It is just not a good place to be. Anyway. They have there's a lot of audacity of the caucasity happening on the internet at the moment. Anyway, we have been here for well over an hour at this point, so I think I'm gonna rug us. Is there anything that I have failed to bring up today? We talked about proposals. We talked about some recent events. We did our shenanigans where we minted a fantastic peyote noun. Talked about the Yellow Collective. Yeah.
Shout out to Rounds. There's Nouns Animators Round that's open for 10 days, 15 hours, 36 minutes, and 20 seconds.
It will be
Sloppy
15
and-
seconds at the tone.
Sloppy and Seneca talked about extending that round to 2 weeks to give the animators to work on everything, to flesh out their stories a little bit further instead of just doing quick little gift things, and they bumped up the prize amount to almost double. And then just a bunch of other rounds going on. There's the base builds round. There's a bunch of different rounds that are rewarding with degen and higher and build tokens and moxie, and yeah, check out rounds.wtf.
Rounds.wtf. I have it up on the stream for anybody who is not familiar. As long as you're on Warpcast, you can participate in these, and the rewards happen automatically. These prize pools they go out permissionlessly. They don't need anybody to manually send out prizes. It just happens. It has saved us at TNS a ridiculous amount of overhead, and it also streamlines things for entrants. The only platform I've ever liked better than Rounds was Prop House. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Anyway.
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah, really. But yeah, there's also the Play with Nouns, Juega los Nouns, Nouns Amigos round for 0.25 ETH that's open for the next 3 days. So go check this out. Anything of you playing around with nouns. Oh, hey. The Based in Yellow edition is currently in the lead there. Or the BTS for it. So that's fun. Literally showing how she... Oh, yeah, you're right. The digitally designing, with all the layers, the cutout. And then, yeah, cutting it out from that machine. That is so sick. By the way, if you are US based and you want to get any machines like this, I would recommend doing so soon, because the price of a lot of these things is about to go very, 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 very high up.
Wait, which machine?
Any sort of utility, really. If it doesn't have... Yeah, actually, frankly, even if it is a US-based company, the parts are not US-based because we just don't build that. So,
Right.
The more expensive it is, the more expensive it's going to become. We're gonna see a solid 20%, 10 to 20% increase on a lot of goods in the imminent future. So, Black Friday is coming up. I would get your utilities now. ESA. Anyway.
Agree.
With that out of the way, I think we've covered just about everything. So, we did get a little sea shanty noun for today. We got rugged by a bot, but I don't care because it is a good one and I would have voted for it if we weren't looking for a snake. So with that in mind... Metal Wellerman! Thanks for coming, everybody, to 9 o'clock live at the Noun Square. I am Robot Fish Girl. We're going to be back here tomorrow at about 10:15 p.m. EST to see who picks up this sea shanty noun. Oh, man, I wish I could fit on this. It's very my thing. In the meantime, don't forget to pick up Nomo Noun number 1308, the Pride Peyote that we got today for 0.20069 ETH. That's $2.01 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain, the Nouniverse, and beyond. Don't forget to check out the Yellow Collective. We've been talking about it for the last little while. YellowCollective.xyz for all of the information you could possibly need on that, as well as the auction for the next 22 hours and 53 minutes. Otherwise, thanks for coming, and we will see you tomorrow. As the show gets later, I'm going to be playing music I like more and more for the outro, and I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm not sorry.
For 40 days or